guys, and welcome back to another episode. So today we're going to talk about the Demon Hunter, actually only Havoc. So that means Demon Hunter's Havoc specs in Battle for Azeroth. So this is the alpha on the current build, so if you're watching this movie today, this is the build that we have out at the moment. So today I'm covering the talents, the spells, and if there's any changes. So I used to play Demon Hunter in Legion, so I know if anything big has changed. But please comment below if I forgot anything or I really didn't see any big change. But I hope I will understand most of the changes. So let's go through them. Let's start as usually in the spellbook. I just forgot what to say. So, sorry, I just have a little cold. So if we start on the first page, I can see we have almost only 2 pages. Okay, not much. So we have Blade Dance, our normal damage ability. Then we have Blur that increase our dodge chance by 50 and reduce all damage taken by 35. Chaos Nova still our stun spell. Actually it's all navy enemies. So it's actually only disorientating. So it doesn't stun anymore. Isn't that normally a stun? I'm pretty sure it's normally a stun. Oh well. Then we have Chaos Strike that deals damage and have 40% chance to refund 20 fury. We have our Interrupt with 10 yard range. Darkness, where we summon a cloud. When we stand inside it, we have 20% chance to avoid all damage from attacks. We have Eye Beam, our laser spell, where we shoot out fire. The primary target takes 100% increased damage. Then we have our normal Fill Rush. Fell Blade, ignore that one, that's a talent. Glide, that's our gliding when we double press with space. Imprison, if we want to imprison a demon beast humanoid. Metamorphosis, our cooldown where we become a big demon and can deal some very heavy damage. It still explodes and deal damage to people in it, and it stuns for 3 seconds and dazes them for 3 seconds. Our players will be dazed. While we are inside this form, our Chaos Strike and Blade Dance ability gaining 30% leech and 25% haste. Upon landing, you transform greatly empowering your Chaos Strike and Blade abilities, gaining 30% leech and 20% haste. So that means we will heal much. The spectral side, you can see, stealthers or people behind walls, as you can see down there. Throw Glaive, our normally spell where we can get out people who is actually in stealth if we used. And it bounces. Then we have our Vengeful Retreat that deals damage and we kind of jumps away from the target and they will move slow. Then we have Chaos Brand as a passive. Your Chaos Damage brands them target, increase magic damage taken by 5. So when we deal damage to them, make a debuff on them that takes, so they take more magic damage. Double Jump, Mastery, increase your chaos damage and movement speed. Okay. Killing an enemy sometimes creates a soul fragment that is consumed when you approach it. It's healing you for 25% maximum health. If the soul fragment came from a demon, you will deal 20% increased damage for 15 seconds. And that's a talent also, so ignore that one. Okay, so that was the spell. So what I can feel like, it's the rotation is still the same. You have your Blade Dance, your Laser, your Chaos Strike, and then I talented Demon Blade. So that means normally you have your spell that you can spam, but because of Demon Blade it turns into a passive instead. So my auto attack just deals shadow damage and generate fury. So let's go through the talents. First we have Eye Beam, Blind Fury. Eye Beam generates 35 fury every seconds, and its duration is increased by 50. Chaos Strike has a chance to spawn a lesser soul fragment, and consuming any soul fragment grants 30 fury. Fell Blade, well, you get just a free charge, like a warrior charge. And every time Demon Blaze has a chance to reset the cooldown, so that means in my case, I have Demon Blaze here, all my auto attacks have a chance to reset it. So you can see I just used it almost 3 times in a row. It's nice in PvP. I like to follow people. Demon Bite generates up to 10 additional fury, or replace Demon's Bite with Demon Blades. Your auto attacks have a chance to increase chance to deal additional shadow damage and generate fury. Or Immolation Arrow. I'm pretty sure this one here is a new and only tanks had it before. Engulf yourself in flame, instantly causing damage to enemies within 8 yards and radiating 136 damage every second. And generates 80 fury, so it will generate fury and it deals damage over time to people near you. So I mean, that's pretty cool. But I like Demon Blades. The final slash of Blade Dance inflict an additional 488 chaos damage over 4 seconds. Increase fail rush damage by 100. And Fell Barrage. Normally Fell Barrage was in the bottom, but now it's on the 102 row. So unleash a torrent of Fell Energy Chaos over 3 seconds, inflicting 10,000 damage. And 10,000 is actually pretty much, because all my spells deal like maximum 2,000 damage. So 10,000 is quite a lot. Leech is increased by 10, so if you want self-heal. Gain additional 10 leech will Metamorphosis is active. So that means I have normally 35 in Metamorphosis. 30, so this talent here gives me 40, and then 10 more in Metamorphosis. That means I have 50 but in Metamorphosis. Wow. Blur now reduce damage taken by an additional 15. Additional, you can automatically trigger Blur when you fall below 35 health. This effect can only occur when Blur is not on cooldown. I mean, if you have a healer in PvP, I mean, then it's fine to have this one here, or else self-healing is always good. Slip into the Nether, increasing your movement speed by 100 and becoming immune to damage but unable to attack. Okay. When Chaos Strike refunds Fury, it also reduces the cooldown of Metamorphosis by 3 seconds. Reduce the Fury cost of Blade Dance by 20 and increase its damage to 1,800 against the first target. That's pretty good. Stark Slash. Slash an enemy for 800 physical damage and increase your damage for damage your Chaos Strike deals to them for 8 seconds for 40%. Okay. Remove the Fury cost of Chaos Nova and reduce its cooldown by 33. Throw Glaives now snares all enemies' hits. So that's a thing. Before we had a talent where we actually could get bleeding on Throw Glaives, and I love that spell for the bleeding, but that's gone now, so yeah. Sad things happens. Let's see, and impale the target for chaos 600 chaos damage and stun them for 4 seconds. Probably take the free stun. Now that my other stun doesn't really stun anymore. I mean, now it's just disoriented. I mean, it looks like it's stunned still. I've been cautious to enter demon form for 8 seconds after it finished dealing damage. Fell Rust increase your damage by 15. Vengeful Retreat's cooldown is reduced by 5 seconds and it generates 100 fury over 10 seconds if it damage at least one enemy. So that means my retreat now gives me 100 fury. Cool. Nemesis increase damage you inflict against the target by 25 for 1 minute. When the target is slain, you will inflict 25 additional damage against all creature types matching the original target. Cool. So guys, that was the talents and the spells. Nothing new here. So that was the talents and spells. Yeah. So I don't feel any big difference. The only difference I feel is that we have some new talents and some of the talents has been moved down. And so if I missed any big thing, please leave down a comment. Or else, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.